Welcome to a new episode of The Radiant Woman. I'm Georgiana, and today we will speak about the anatomy of happiness. Have you ever thought that when we are babies, we simply know how to be happy? Nobody teaches us happiness. We simply are happy. We have it encoded in our DNA. And then we grow up and we start noticing that wonderful state of unconditional happiness we had when we were kids disappeared. Why is that? What is making us happy and what is creating unhappiness? What's the secret of it? What's the anatomy of it? So let's dive into it and see how it works. We can say from the start that what makes us unhappy are expectations. It's our imagination. When we imagine things to be in a certain way, or when we expect that people will behave in a certain way, will treat us in a certain way, the situations will unfold in a certain way, when we make such big efforts to control life to flow our way, we will be surprised that life usually has its own way. And when our mental image of what it should be is juxtaposed over life, and they don't match, they don't fit, they don't match, we become unhappy. And it is this incessant stream of thoughts in our mind that is many times keeping us away from simply experiencing life as it is, instead of taking snapshots with our mind of reality, and then instead of experiencing life, we look at pictures. We look at our mental pictures that we take quickly, and also we put into it all our expectations. And that will definitely make us unhappy. Every time we have expectations and life will prove us wrong, we will suffer, we will be unhappy. How can we be happy? Well, that's a long journey that we can start every single day. For example, in the morning when we wake up, we have, many of us, the habit to pull into this moment memories from the past, fears or worries about the future. So instead of just waking up to a new day with a state of gratitude, we are still alive, we still have one other day in order to love, be happy, be fulfilled. We reiterate our old story, and if we have the habit of being unhappy, the old story will be unhappiness in a certain form or shape. So instead of just having the new day as a blank sheet where we can simply enjoy life as it is, we carry with us old baggage which contains something which doesn't exist anymore. So instead, every morning when we wake up, the wisest thing to do is to pull inside of us, to take inside of us all these mental energies that we send back in the past or send forward in the future. Bring them here, bring them now, and decide, how do I want to be today? What do I want to feel today? How do I want to experience life today? So make a decision that you want to feel happy, you want to feel fulfilled, you want to be in a state of joy and enthusiasm about your life. Be happy that you are alive. Be happy that you have a new chance to discover the marvels of life. During the day, we need to maintain this state. So whenever we find ourselves caught in this incessant wheel of thoughts that pull us back in the past, forward in the future, breathe, relax your shoulders, come back to your center, to the center of your being, and do something which is almost miraculous. Remember for a moment who you really are. not your mental images about yourself, not your thoughts about yourself, not a persona that you constructed under so many years based on ego, personality, false identities, but who you really are. A pure, incarnated spirit that right now has this experience. Whenever you will manage to really center yourself, quiet down the mind, relax in your body, breathe. It's the easiest thing to do because whenever we breathe, we are in the present moment. And if we pay attention to our breathing, you will notice also almost a miraculous thing. You cannot think and be aware of your breathing in the same time. Our mind doesn't have this distributive attention, simultaneous capacity. So pay attention to your breathing, focus inwards, relax, and remember who you really are. The spirit incarnated, the essence, the divine that right now has this experience. And instead of resisting what is, which is not, if you think logically, practically, resisting what is, what does that lead to? If the situation or your inner state already is, resisting it doesn't solve it. It just makes it bigger and it makes us unhappy, it makes us suffer. So in order to be able to cultivate a constant state of happiness, which is actually an inner attitude, it's a choice we make, we need to teach ourselves to let go, to not resist anymore what is. It's already here. So instead, we have several alternatives. We need to be neutral, don't resist it, and then ask yourself, all right, this is it right now. What do I need to learn from it? Which qualities I can use in order to make it flow, to make it meaningful, to make it better? Then also, while you are in this state of non-resistance, another thing that you can do is ask yourselves, why do I have the tendency to resist it? It is because something in it you don't like it, you don't want it that way. So no matter what situation or person is in front of us that we resist, the interaction with the person or the situation in which we are, it's because either we have preferences, we prefer it to be in a certain way, we dislike it, we don't want it to be that way, or because we have expectations. So if we continue ask ourselves, all right, who is the one expecting things to be in a certain way, unfold in a certain manner? Who's the one disliking it? Who's the one who wants things to be in this manner? You will always come to the conclusion that it's the ego, is this inner structure that was necessary for us in order to build our personality, to structure our identity around the core. But now when we are adults, we don't need it anymore. So we can choose not to use it anymore. It will be a wonderful thing to do, not to choose not to use the ego anymore. In order for us to be happy, one very important attitude we need to have very clear for us is acceptance. And acceptance doesn't mean that I put up with no matter what. Acceptance means simply, this is it. I accept that this is the reality right now. And then I can choose how I want to act instead of reacting from a place of inner constriction, inner tension. I don't like it, I resist it, I react. So first step, which is an essential ingredient of our happiness, accept reality as it is. You can even take it one step further and think like this: I accept it as if I would have chosen it. So just accept the reality as it is, and then choose to have a perspective which is beneficial for your inner state of well-being and happiness. Even in the most troubled, difficult, tensioned situations, we can still choose to have a perspective which is uplifting, which is enriching, which is giving a meaning to the whole thing. And actually, we don't have to give it a meaning. It has a meaning. We just have to be open to notice it. What's the meaning of this situation right now? Why don't I accept it? How can I accept it? What's inside of me? So watch yourself, watch your inner process. And also in this awareness of yourself, in which you are aware of your inner process, please have compassion towards yourself. If you want to be happy almost all the time, and the first main ingredient, as I mentioned, is happiness, then it's acceptance, then you have to accept also the inner process going on inside of you. Have compassion, have understanding. It's a process. It takes time, it takes training. Allow it to be. Be happy that you learn something in this inner process. There are also some other aspects regarding happiness. We have the tendency to associate our state of happiness with something external. For example, I'm happy because you love me, or I am happy because I bought a new dress, or I'm happy because my colleagues at work are wonderful, or I'm happy because. Actually, we are happy just for one single reason. Pay attention. The reason is why we are happy, because we have the ability to feel happiness. It is not because you love me. It is not because the colleagues at work are wonderful. It is not because I bought a new dress. There are just means somewhere along the way. Because I can buy a new dress and be happy. I can have wonderful colleagues at work and still feel unhappy. I can have a lovely man who really loves me and still feel unhappy. So they are not the external factors which are contributing or are the cause of my happiness. Always, without exceptions, the cause of my happiness is me, my ability to feel happiness. So I can choose in full awareness to be happy almost no matter what. Because happiness is a state of resonance. Every time we feel happiness, it's like we connect ourselves to the infinite reservoir of happiness and start assimilating this energy more and more and more and more. The more we have it, the longer time we'll be able to experience it. So also, in regards with happiness, another aspect which is important, we are a little bit accustomed, because we attribute the cause to external factors, we have a little bit this passive receptive attitude. I wait that somebody will come and make me happy. As long as we do that, maybe we will be disappointed. Maybe nobody wants to come and make us happy. When we will adopt instead an positive attitude, a active attitude of being happy, it will be much easier. And you know which is the quickest way to feel happy? Make somebody else happy. The moment you manage to make somebody else happy and have the empathy towards that person, you will be happy. You will feel happiness. So happiness is pushing us outside the shell, the tight little shell of our ego. Every time we are able to make somebody else happy, that is making us happy. So we can adopt this as a daily attitude. My biggest happiness is to make the loved ones very happy. And then I can extend this attitude towards people that maybe are not very close to me, but they are acquaintances, for example, people I know. So, and making somebody else happy doesn't mean you buy them a villa or, I don't know, expensive jewels. You can listen to them. You can pay them a compliment. You can smile to them. You can give them a hug. You can offer them a shoulder for them to cry or unload their heart. You can make small gestures that will have this effect of happiness on others. So please remember, happiness is a choice. We can choose it every single day. Happiness is something that we can train and build up. Happiness works much better when it is an active attitude, not a passive, receptive attitude. And happiness we will feel happiness in the most direct and rapid way when we make somebody else very happy. If you will say, but I don't know how to make this person happy, ask, what can I do today to make you happy? And if they come with some too big of a request, you can ask them to split it in smaller portions if you're not able to fulfill their request as they present it to you. We can be happy. Happiness is encoded in our DNA. Remember, I told you in the beginning, babies are happy. Nobody teaches them how. They simply are. They know how to be happy. We all know how to be happy, but we put the ego and the mind in front of our ability to be happy and make it much more difficult for us. Please choose happiness. Take care of you and make sure that happiness is the main ingredient in your daily life. You don't need big situations and big gifts from life in order to be happy. Be happy that you are alive, that you can, that you have clothes, that you have somewhere to live. So happiness can be based on not very grandeur gesture and not very big material things. Happiness is our inborn right. Make use of it every single day, as many times per day as possible. If you feel this was helpful, if you feel inspired, please share it. Tag a woman whom you think should listen to this. And until next time we meet each other, be radiant, be happy. You deserve it.